A can of fish. Seriously, how could something so simple, so ordinary, power a hidden global system? Well, today, we're peeling back the layers on a world that operates by its very own rules, an economy that thrives in one of the most unlikely places you can imagine. So let's start with a little thought experiment. Imagine for a second that your bank account is just gone. Cash is totally worthless. How would you pay for anything? What would you use to buy a meal? Or maybe just some peace and quiet? In a world like that, what becomes your dollar? What becomes your gold? The answer, and you're not going to believe this, is this right here. A humble pouch of mackerel. Yeah, this preserved fish is the key that unlocks one of the most resilient and absolutely fascinating economies on the entire planet, the one that operates inside prison walls. Now, to really understand this world, we have to peel back the first layer. Because you see, it's not just one economy, it's two, operating right next to each other. You have the official story, and then you have the real story, the one that actually runs the whole place.
Okay, so on one side, you've got the formal economy. This is the state-approved stuff, the jobs, the official commissary store. It's predictable, sure, but it's also really limited. But on the other side, that's where the inmate-controlled economy lives. This is where human ingenuity just explodes. It's a system built for survival, and it's how people actually build power and status behind bars.
All right, so if cash is banned, how in the world does this real economy even function? Let's dig a little deeper and look at the lifeblood of this entire marketplace. Its very unique currency. You know, for most of the 20th century, the cigarette was king. It was portable, you could make change with it, and everybody wanted it. But when widespread tobacco bans started hitting in the 80s, it triggered a massive economic crisis. I mean, imagine if the dollar just disappeared overnight. A total currency vacuum was created, and into that void stepped a very clever, if slightly fishy, solution, the mackerel.
And please, don't mistake this for simple bartering. This is a sophisticated market with totally established prices. A haircut? That'll be 2 max. Need your laundry done? That's 1. But just look at the high end. For what's essentially a capital good, like a contraband cell phone that can generate more income, you're looking at up to 500 max.
And get this. This is a real economy with real inflation. Just a few years back, a single Mac from the official store cost about $1. Today, its value has inflated to about $1.30. That is the market adjusting to supply and demand, functioning exactly like our economy out here. But here's where the story gets so much bigger. This internal economy? It isn't the same everywhere. As we peel back another layer, we start to see that its very design is a direct reflection of a country's entire philosophy on punishment itself. This quote just captures it perfectly. In parts of Latin America, like in Bolivia's notorious San Pedro prison, the state basically just guards the perimeter and then walks away. And this leaves inmates to build their own fully monetized society from the ground up, where absolutely everything, even the cell you sleep in, is for sale.
And when you compare these global blueprints side by side, the contrast is just staggering. The US model, which is focused on punishment, sees more than half of its inmates return to prison. But the Nordic model, which prioritizes rehabilitation and normalizes the economy, it cuts that rate down to just 20%. And here's the key insight. The underground economy becomes way less dangerous when the state simply provides for basic human needs.
But this hidden world isn't stuck in the past, not even close. For our final layer, we're looking at how modern technology is completely revolutionizing this economy, turning old-school smuggling into a full-blown, high-tech logistics operation.
Contraband delivery has literally gone airborne. Drone incidents in England and Wales surged an incredible 43% in just 1 year. We're not talking about 1 or 2 rogue drones either. This is becoming a sophisticated aerial supply chain. Some of these things can drop hundreds of pounds of goods in a single night.
And the economics behind it is just mind-boggling. A smuggler might invest less than $1,000 in a drone, but a single successful drop carrying phones or drugs can yield up to $90,000 in prison value. The return on investment is almost beyond belief. It's just off the charts.
But the ultimate honest-to-goodness game changer is the contraband cell phone. It's not just for talking, it's a financial portal. With payment apps like Cash App or Venmo, the isolated prison economy can now plug directly into the global digital one. It allows for instant, untraceable transfers of wealth, completely rewriting the rules of the game.
So when you step back and look at the whole picture, you see that these hidden economies aren't random or chaotic at all. They are remarkably resilient, innovative little micro-societies that perfectly mirror the world outside. From cigarettes to mackerel, from drones to mobile payments, they prove that the fundamental human drive to trade and build will always find a way, even in the most restricted environments on Earth.
Which leaves us with a fascinating final thought, doesn't it? If the state creates an economic vacuum, what will human ingenuity rush in to create? Thank you so much for spending your time learning with us today. If you found this insightful, please like, comment with what surprised you most, and subscribe to InfoNow for more deep dives into our world's history.